YouTube. Let's find it while this is playing.
I'm gonna make sure this is fine.
It's fine. Go to YouTube. We don't want that. Oh, that messes with it. Just turn that off.
It wasn't playing, Tom.
How do you know?
Because it wasn't playing. It would have been playing if it was playing. The thing would have been going across the board if it was playing, but now it's not playing.
You should turn that back on.
There we go. Now it's playing for them and not us.
Okay. You get so angry about this.
I know.
Asking. You're very touchy.
I know.
Okay, so just go to the movies and stuff page. I don't know what I clicked.
Mute that. It's gonna play for that. Mute it.
There's no sound.
Mute it.
Well, there's no sound though. There's nothing to mute.
Just mute it anyways.
But I'm saying there's no sound. Silent overture joke? Yeah, there's no sound going through. Stream only. Maybe we want to change that.
Do you know what the stream is, Tom?
Okay, go back to what the other one was. When it made it play. No? What was it doing before? How do you get to play briefly there?
It was playing on system sound.
Can you hear us talking, Abe? No, I'm confused. Maybe we do want system sound. Maybe we do want system sound.
Move C4. Move C2. Ah, there we go.
I'm gonna keep mine as a test.
I said move.
Maybe we do want system sound.
I don't even know. Headphones do nothing, yo.
I'm not getting any views.
I said move.
What about now? How are we now? How are we doing now? Any better? This is. I don't know what we changed with the sound. It was working fine last week. I could hear it through the headphones. Any thoughts?
Can you hear us?
No.
No? Oh, it's me. I guess you wouldn't be able to hear us anyway.
Still echo.
Are you sure? Turn on the system down thing.
How do you turn it on?
There we go.
I don't know why I can't hear it on YouTube. Isn't that weird?
No, I don't know.
It worked fine last week.
Whatever. Yes, to whatever the question was 10 seconds ago.
So we changed something.
So, okay, well, we're good, I'm guessing. Okay, you want me to pull the comments up? I feel like you worry too much.
Why? Because it's wrong every week?
Well, because
I
we
wanna
keep
know.
fiddling with stuff.
Yes, clearly we fiddled one too many things here. Because it was working fine.
Jesus
and then
Christ, don't do that. There we go.
sounds fine now, just a little low. Okay, so maybe let's turn it back up. That wasn't the fiddle thing that messed with the YouTube.
You want it full now? Okay, there we go.
Apparently.
Now it's full.
I'm listening to the people.
Now we
I'm
got
listening.
Noise. Now we got noise.
I'm doing
Now
what the
that's
people
okay.
want.
No,
we're in the middle
sound
of
now.
we're in the middle of a water cleanse, so we're a little touchy.
I am so cranky. I've been so cranky all day.
Yeah.
I woke up in a bad mood, and I knew it, and I'm like, I'm hungry, but I can't eat. All I can have is water and coffee, and so I'm having water and coffee, and it's not really helping at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No, so that's where we're.
like we started off good. Like us doing prep, we were all happy, we were cheerful, we're doing great, and then it slowly disappeared, and then now
We were being nice.
now we're here.
Now we're not.
Now we're here.
Why would you do this to yourself? Abe asks. Well, I don't know.
because Tom mentioned it, and it sounded like a semi good idea. Because sometimes Tom has good ideas.
No, I think I just make them sound good.
Okay, yeah.
That's all we mean.
I think I even talked you out of it a little bit last time because it was just you were just kind of like, well, maybe I shouldn't do it, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll do it too, and you're like, okay, and so now we're both doing it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
Yeah, something like that.
I was driving in the middle of the night a couple nights ago, and I haven't listened to Coast in a very, very,
really.
very long
I don't
time.
think I've ever actually listened to it on the radio.
You just heard me talk about it back when we did the show. But anyway, so
much.
I haven't listened to it because I can't handle any of this paranormal stuff.
Yeah, no, I've lost my luster.
Since we did that, it's really hard for me to listen to any of that. But I don't know. It's just middle of the night, and I was like, I don't really want to listen to music. I wasn't in the mood for music. It was like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So like, well, Coast to Coast, that's what I do. So I turn it on. That's what I used to do forever ago. And so so anyway, I turn it on, and there's a commercial between like they did it, and they go to the show, and then they do like a little bit of like self promotion. So like George Norrie will do a commercial for something. They'll plug something or other.
Okay.
There was a commercial for a dating site that George Norrie has set up for single listeners called Paranormal Date.
Oh, there we go. That sounds like right up your alley, like 5 years ago.
I don't know about that, but I'm just thinking like of all the weird things. Well, okay, one of the things I guess that I find funny about it is that Coast to Coast treats itself as very like anti-establishment. It's like the mainstream's finally going to catch on to all this stuff that we're doing.
They'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, like they're just trying to take your money.
You're giving them
they're taking your goods.
And it's showing how deep the rabbit hole is.
Norrie is so like shamelessly just trying to make money off of his product here.
You gotta make money somehow. No one makes money off radio anymore. I mean,
he makes tons of money off radio, millions of dollars.
No, not millions.
He does.
I don't believe millions.
It is the most listened to show on talk radio.
So he probably makes like thousands.
No, he makes a lot.
On.
He's one of the last titans that there is because Art Bell handed it off to him. Smack him, Tom.
I've probably earned that by now.
Well, that's funny that he's so shamelessly just going to make money off a dating site.
That's a funny way to expand your paranormal business. Like,
if there was self-awareness there, it's a funny idea. If it's really just like, hey, what can I do now?
I think I saw something kind of like this. It was all for people who are like pro-conspiracy theory kind of a thing. It was another it was so that there might have been a joke, but I couldn't tell at this point.
InfoWars date.
I couldn't tell if it was satire or not, but it's all like.
Isn't that sad? We're at that point in culture where I don't know what's ironic and what's not anymore.
We've like reached peak hipster. I think like we're at the top.
Or he couldn't make immortality seem exciting. Says Abe.
I think he's fun sometimes. He has a.
You just said you never listened.
What?
You just said you're not sure you never.
You show me like clips and stuff. I've never actually listened like live. Maybe like once for a couple of minutes. But I don't even know what station it's on. I don't know where to tune in. Is it an AM station? Is that what that is?
It is an AM station.
Yeah. See, I don't even use that.
You're so out of the loop.
I don't use that button most of the times. It's like I hit that on accident.
I just thought you was coming talking to a mic and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Whatever.
And then it's not radio. I mean, come on, this is something else entirely.
This isn't radio anymore.
No, it's not.
We've gone beyond radio.
Even when we were on the radio, nobody listened.
Yes, but we're beyond radio now.
Yes, we've passed radio.
We're past radio. We're on YouTube.
It's 2016.
It's 2016. We don't have Walden. Walden promised to come on and give us a crazy scoop.
He bailed on us again.
You should take that off the table.
Well, there's nowhere else for it to go, Tom. There's only table.
Well, yeah, but it's just going to keep making the noise.
Well, I can put it on silent. How about that?
That'd be fine. We're off radio now, but we just bicker. That's where we like creatively.
It's goddamn cleanse, Tom. That's all it is.
I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, Walden slept through the last show,
which was frustrating because he didn't tell us he was falling asleep like he should have.
He didn't tell us he was going to sleep.
Come on,
that jerk.
I was worried sick about him.
You were. You even texted me later. You're like, I'm picturing Will just being dead,
like on a beach. He's gonna wash up on the beach like a whale.
He walked. He was taking one of his existential walks on the beach. And then he, stumbled upon the wrong gangster shooting.
Some other existential person's wandering along the beach, walks into him like
it's
dead
the stranger.
On the beach,
they shoot Will though.
He's like, "Do I bother? He's already dead." Or, and it's just,
well, that's the plot of The Stranger, really. So
that's right.
If you just have two Marsals walk into each other, who kills who? That's our question. And does it matter? Does anything matter? Is it all just an absurd part of existence? That's what it all comes down to. I watched.
I do not stick to top 40. No way.
You've actually got a review. That's a nice segue. Actually,
yeah.
You're gonna do.
Speaking of your top 40 bullshit.
Hold on. Let me segue into this. Let's stop the hostility.
Isn't it segue?
Yeah.
Okay. Segue is the same thing.
No, I just mean you're going into this very hostily, but I was saying let's do a more smooth
Okay.
transition here. You're very into music.
Yeah.
You're like
Moderately very into music.
moderately very into
I'm
music.
not to the
Just
point- I'm
just
not-
accept the very.
Okay.
Really, I mean, you like music. You educate yourself on music.
It was really threatened.
He's feeling. That's why I'm saying let's reel it in a little bit and let's do some smoothness here.
Imagine how Tom feels right now.
I'm sitting next to it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. This cow, I think it's the only lighthearted thing in the show this week.
The cow angers me.
We're just completely.
I'm gonna write that down. Actually, that reminds me.
This cow angers me.
angry cow.
You
No,
have
it
an angry
has
cow
nothing to do with
story,
it, but
or-
it kind of does. Just the whole cow and the angry.
Okay,
in
let's
general.
do the review of the new Radiohead album, which is
Yes.
called what?
A moon-shaped pool or a pool-shaped moon? No, it's a moon-shaped pool. I didn't.
A pool-shaped I think the moon is shaped like some pools.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm picturing.
Which makes the pool moon-shaped. So it's
What that makes me
moon-shaped
think
pool.
is you just have like a
Uh,
rectangle, like a shining rectangle in the sky.
Well, it's
a
what you do. It's a
moon-shaped pool.
reflecting pool that reflects the moon.
A
You got your moon and your
shaped
pool-shaped moon.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway,
right.
so you're gonna review it.
So yeah, I listened to that probably like 4 hours ago or so, 4 or 5, something like that, for the first time. I'm not a huge Radiohead fan to where I've sat and listened to like all their albums or anything. But
You stood and
I've,
listened to
I've,
some.
I've heard most of their big people are like, oh, Radiohead, listen to this song. So I listened to that song. And, I've never had a problem with them. I like Radiohead. I don't.
Okay, Computer's a good album.
Yes, indeed. And so I've got a new, not really new, but I've got a subscription to the Google Music
You've uploaded to the
program
cloud.
thing. Yeah, I've uploaded all my
You've
shit
conformed.
to the cloud. They officially have all the music that I've ever had.
Whoa.
But in return, I have
So
all
how much of an
theirs.
expert are you really? Then?
I had to upgrade because I uploaded like 15,000 songs onto the cloud, and that was like their limit or something. And then they're like,
15,000?
yeah. Well, and then after that point, I'm like, well, I might as well put everything I have on the cloud. So
Wait,
it went up to like
15,000 was your
100-some
first wave of.
Yes, that was
So
my.
like, let me just pick the ones I like.
Well, that's the problem. It's like I'm a little frustrated with their app for one because it limits my playlists to 1,000 songs, and that wasn't enough for my.
I'm just gonna look at the.
That was just me
camera
like
for
that
one.
was me just picking through my music. I'm like, oh okay, I made it to like 999. It goes past that. It lets you keep putting it on there, but then I push play and it's like, oh,
Ooh,
the cue.
so,
it's
I like that
it's
voice.
oh,
It's like a
oh.
oh, I'm sorry, sir, but
Yeah. Like it let me put all this music on this playlist, and I'm like, oh sweet, can I have like this 1,000-song playlist? It's all on the cloud, take up no space on my phone, this other cool shit. And then it's like, oh, the queue can only be 1,000 songs long, and then I'm like, oh. So I can have like 1,500 song playlists.
This is also why you're mad today.
But it cuts it off, like it like chops it off, and then it shuffles it, so it like leaves out 500 songs every time it shuffles. But there's no way of knowing.
This is
So
okay.
it's like-
What you've done is you've reinforced my point that you're more into music than the average person because you have 15,000 songs as your first wave. You're gonna add in another like 100,000. So
Well,
you,
okay,
you kind of backtracked, but then you're like, oh, but clearly there's some passion here.
But with the digital age and whatnot, my mom always had CDs and whatnot, so I'd throw them all on my laptop. And I just
CDs.
never deleted them. Like I
Were
just
you a
had,
cassette guy as a kid?
No, my mom was though. She I guess she has a bunch of everything. Like she has a bunch of vinyl cassettes. We got rid of
Right.
most of the cassettes.
Well,
I think,
vinyl
though, 'cause
stayed in like a kind of revered
yeah.
space where I think cassettes.
No one's really nostalgic towards cassettes.
Did you ever make mixtapes?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
I did.
I had a
I didn't make them in a romantic sense, really. I don't think they're just for fun.
I had like the first music player I got was a little like, one of those little portable cassette player things,
Right.
and I had like a Duran Duran album, and then what else did I have? Let me read it. Fuck, what else was there?
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's not
anyways,
important.
yeah, whatever.
We're-
So, anyways, Radiohead.
We're down to 2 people. 3. Oh, we just went up. We just.
Oh,
let's keep talking about
oh,
your boring childhood stories.
Oh, shut
Let's
up.
keep going.
Okay, but anyways, the new Radiohead album. Everyone's like, oh, Radiohead.
I think.
Weird. I feel like I'm being louder than normal.
Yeah, let's
we
just
go.
do that because I'm probably loud
Let's
enough.
turn
It's
it.
fine.
Is that better, Abe?
It's the hostility again. All right. So anyway, we've turned
Yeah,
you into
so-
Walden for real here because we say, okay, yeah, Walden's gonna tell the story about when he went, on spring break, and
so
then
I listened to this one CD this one time, right? And
and we talked for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then he says another sentence out.
quite a lot.
And we talked for 10 minutes.
And,
okay, so yeah, so
so
Radiohead.
yes, okay,
Moon-shaped pool.
A moon-shaped pool. It's really good. For one, besides what the people on Facebook will tell you, where it's like, oh, it's more Radiohead. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why you listen to Radiohead. It's
more
because you want to listen to more Radiohead. You're going to pick
Radiohead.
up a Radiohead album. And so that's what I did, and I listened to it, and it's pretty great.
Pretty great.
It sounds like a very
Horrible.
schizophrenic Beck, is probably the way to put it. Like, it sounds, yeah, like it's I don't know what Tom York does, but he has a way of making his music sound very anxious. Like, especially, you know, we saw the music video.
What was that song called?
Daydreaming, I think was that one.
Okay.
And Daydreaming, and, you know, towards the end there, it kind of starts getting that weird kind of unnerving kind of crawl to it.
Crawl is a very good word.
And that's pretty much what the whole, like, there's a whole bunch of that throughout the album where you just kind of like get this, like, it's just like, it makes you like feel vaguely uncomfortable, a little bit anxious kind of a thing. It's got like that distorted kind of fuzz going on.
Yeah.
But, my favorite song on there is probably Full Stop, and it has this really neat part where there's kind of this piano going in the background. I'm pretty sure that was the name of the song. If not, it was the one before or after that. But
we made a typo in our scroll. You forgot an apostrophe. That's what I see.
what, oh, yeah, sorry. Anyways, we can fix that later. But yeah.
Not during the live show, though. We can't edit it. No.
Well, you interrupted my review, so we're done
Yeah,
with this one.
no, okay, continue.
No, that's okay.
No, just keep going.
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, Tom.
Let's keep going.
But there's one of the songs has this really neat piano, like just kind of line going in the background, and then every once in a while it gets like jumbled, like it kind of like trips up over itself, and it like kind of like does this weird, like, I don't know. It's not very often that I hear something in a song like, oh, that's a neat noise. You know, but there's a lot of just weird
noises.
Yeah, a lot of neat noises. There's a lot of like string instruments put through like a fuzz distortion kind of thing. Like there's this weird distorted electric violin that's going throughout some of it. There's some cello in there.
You're sounding
it's
well.
really good.
I'm thinking I should listen.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a listen. I don't know if it's something that I'd put on like constant play, but it's a good experience.
That's how I feel about Radiohead, I think, in general, though.
Yeah.
I don't think if I'm in the mood to listen to Radiohead, then it can sound really good, but if I'm not in the mood, then I don't really want to.
There's no big like hit single or anything. That's not really like, I don't know necessarily their style, I would say.
Not since the 90s.
Yeah, no. Not since they were just like a 90s alternative band, so.
They got too confident.
I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 layers of vegetables on there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's your review. We saw the music video for Daydream. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's Daydreaming.
The Paul Thomas Anderson directed a music video for it because he's just directing music videos for everybody this year. I guess is his new thing.
Like David Lynch does, or was it Fincher that did that?
Well, Fincher started in music videos. And he still does some occasionally.
Back to Duran Duran. One of them did a Duran Duran, or he like directed their concert or something like that.
Did David Lynch do music videos? I don't know.
I
for
think
sure.
so. It must have been Fincher then. Okay.
I know Fincher's done a million of them.
Because he did some big Duran Duran, like, I don't know, like album, like video thing or some shit like that. I never watched
It's
it.
one of the David
But
directors.
I remember,
Okay.
I always get a mix.
Some David out there.
David.
One of those Davids.
David, movie guy.
Dave.
Yeah, we'll call him Dave. Why not?
Well, anyway, so yeah, we saw it. So we actually went to see a locally made movie, kind of. It's called Take Me to the River, and it's playing at
Film streams.
Oh, we got a question for you. Did the video's ending suck, or is it just PTA movies can't end well? We'll get to that. We'll talk about that. So I had just seen online that there's some local filmmaker screening happening at a place called Film Streams downtown.
They play movies or something.
That way.
Yonder. My arm's not on the thing. No, wait.
There you go. You got it.
Figured it out.
And so it was going to have the local guy. I didn't really know what the movie was. I didn't know anything really about it. But he was going to be there, so I told Chris, hey, let's just go to this thing, because that seems fun. And so we went. It was a $1.8 million movie. I don't know how he funded it. It played at Sundance, and it was shot in Loop City?
Loop City.
It wasn't actually Loop City.
It was Loop.
Loop City.
Loop City. That's what I said, though.
You thought it was Lube City at first, though. So.
Well, you jokingly said like Lube City, and I'm like, oh, Lube City. You know?
Yeah, didn't you went with it?
I did.
Where's Lube City?
I was like,
it's,
well,
it's,
you know, I was like,
not.
I'm sure it's
I
not
made
Loop City.
I don't really know where that is, but so it's filmed somewhere in Nebraska, and it's got. You can tell this guy. Well, okay, so the basic. Well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to stop. We can stop and stop.
Okay, do you want to start with the pre-talk? Oh no, we're going with the music video first.
Music video
first. Yeah, okay, so we're going to this local movie. They're like, hey, you know, we got this. Was it 35 millimeter?
She didn't even say that before. No, it just started playing.
Oh yeah, okay. She came out afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
so before, like the trailers end, and then the music video starts.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, some Radiohead starts going.
So I think we know enough. At least you would know it was Radiohead, obviously, because if you know Radiohead, you know it's Radiohead. You know it's Tom York.
The first shot of the music video is Tom York, anyways, or him like waking up or something like that.
And then I happen to know that Paul Thomas Anderson had directed one, and that he was sending out 35 millimeter prints to various local like art house theaters, and so I knew enough to put it together.
Ones, yeah.
So we knew what it was, but the second it ends, people were very confused.
Yeah, this guy's like, "What the fuck was that?" And it's like,
right as Rachel Jacobson, the one who runs film streams, she's coming out to be like, "Hey,
she's
did you
all
like
excited.
that cool thing?"
I know, right?
The crowd turned on her immediately.
Yeah.
You had to try to
I flipped
cushion the blow.
I
a little
flipped
bit
the
for her.
table on her, and I was like, "How much for that Radiohead film, whatever you want to call it?" I don't know what the film reel of music.
I'm gonna let you struggle. I'm gonna pop around here. Yeah.
They wouldn't sell it to me. She's like, "Make me an offer." I'm like, "Ah."
Well, she comes out and she says, that was. I thought you guys might have liked that. I'm sorry. It's it's the new Paul Thomas Anderson Radiohead thing. And then Chris raises his hand. He's like, "Hey, can I buy that?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Ah."
She's probably gonna keep it. I mean, that's something that you
that's
just hang on
the
to.
vibe I got. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's kind of like, "You can make us an offer." It was like his little laugh to herself. Like, no.
Like, I'm gonna accept it anyways.
Yeah. Who are you?
Right.
What do you do?
You don't own the theater.
What do you?
She's like, "No, Paul, send it to me."
How many theaters? How many non-profit theaters devoted to the art of cinema have you ever created, Chris?
Just one.
This was
I
the
swear.
subtext. Yes. So the music video itself was pretty good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really a progression to it. It's kind of the same thing the whole time.
Music videos are normally kind of like that, though. where
Right,
they're not,
yeah.
There's not really like.
Well, I'm trying to answer Abe's question of how does it end, and
It's really weird.
he's walking through.
Several doorways. It's just him like walking through doors, and it starts getting more. Like, kind of starts picking up a little bit. And he starts going through doors quicker and quicker and quicker.
We thought it was fun to shoot
Oh yeah.
because they're just like, all right, walk down there.
Tom, walk from here to here. All right.
That's like, oh man, I was watching this. I'm like, oh man, this would be so much easier to make than movies.
Oh well, yeah, and it's only like a couple minutes long.
Well, so a lot of
And
these
then,
videos you watch though, there's so much choreography and everything is so planned out. And it's almost like like with a short story, you're a lot less forgiving than like a novel because there's you have less to focus, or you're focusing more on what there is because there's less of it. And so I think music videos kind of have that same thing where you pay attention a lot more and you're more likely to call it out as opposed to like a movie. So that's kind of the mentality I go with music videos. It's like it'd be really hard because you have to get everything perfect, or else people really call you out on it.
And I mean, for the most part, you kind of have to have it sync up a little bit to music. I mean, it doesn't. Have to be
it's not like I don't know. That's just another challenge, kind of on top
I
of it
think
all.
some interesting music videos I've seen. I was at the bowling alley, and there's they got their TVs playing all the music videos, like all these old songs and whatnot.
You went bowling?
This was a while back, but for some reason I remember there was this terrible like CGI'd monkey dancing one, and it's just like all these gorillas swinging through the trees. I couldn't tell what song was playing because it was loud, and like I just
You're just watching the monkeys.
I was watching the dancing monkeys and stuff like that. And I'm like, I gotta see what song this is. This looks ridiculous. And like the title comes up, it's like Coldplay. And it's like a new Coldplay
monkey
song.
song.
And I'm like, what the hell? And it's like,
Is Coldplay still a thing?
They are. They're just really, really bad now.
Were they ever that good though?
They were good
Coldplay.
for. I'd say it was Parachutes was a good album. Honestly.
I don't know if I know.
That was the one with Yellow on it.
I think I know
They
Yellow.
have-
I know Clocks.
Honestly,
various ones,
yeah, the stuff that didn't end up on the radio was honestly pretty good.
Oh, that's the trick.
They
Okay.
they used to have a few good songs here and there. Then they kind of started getting more poppy and poppier, and it was just like I don't know.
Turned Abe off.
I
I
lost
think.
it. Like I saw him like whenever Viva La Vida came out, and that like the first half of the concert was really cool because it was all really good music. Then the second half was all their new stuff. I'm just like,
I like that. So anyway, the music video, nothing crazy fancy or anything about it,
No.
but I thought it fit. It was pretty good.
Yeah. It fit the tone of the song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There was some cool stuff. It looked like it was. I mean, I assume it was shot on film. It's got the kind of
It looked
grainy
like it, yeah.
look. The colors were neat. It looked a lot like the color scheme of Inherent Vice. I would say it wasn't as crisp as
we need to watch that again. Still,
The Master.
I haven't
and
finished the
Blood.
book yet.
You gotta
but
finish the book.
I'm like halfway through. I'm almost there.
Okay.
I know.
You can do it.
So
I
close.
believe in you. And so anyway, then Rachel Jacobson comes out and she does a little speech and she turns Chris down for the first time in the evening.
Second time came later. Not really.
Something. And so that all happens. We watch the movie, and that was a pretty good movie. I have to say, I really liked that movie.
It was probably one of the most uncomfortable movies I've ever watched.
Yes,
I've never had a movie that I've watched where I've kind of like turned away. I'm like, but this was probably like, it gets a definite reaction out of probably anybody, really. I mean,
if you're watching that and you're like, I didn't see anything weird there,
Well,
then there's something wrong with you.
it doesn't help that we had I had no idea what I was getting into.
I didn't know either. And
it got off to a bad start with me, almost, because I was worried it was going to be one of those coming of age.
Well, it is a coming of age, though.
No, but I thought it was just going to be like a coming of age.
We should probably talk about it before we get into all this.
Okay.
So, the movie is about a teenager who wants to come out to his extended family, but his extended family happens to be his mom's family. They're going to see in a big gathering. They're a bunch of redneck Nebraskans and very, very stereotypical.
Yeah, they make us look bad. Like, honestly, what's the
They
vibe
do,
I
but
got?
we also make ourselves look bad a lot of the time too.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, they make us look like we're a bunch of like, you know, trying to homophobics. There we go.
a lot of people in Nebraska are kind of.
I don't think Nebraska's as bad as you think it is. Really, I mean,
Depends on where you are. We haven't gone to Lube City.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know what it's like there. So he wants to come out, and his parents are like, just don't, you know, do you have to ruin this nice hillbilly dinner? Like, we just want to, you know,
Well, you know,
eat corn
he's
and
my
peace.
whole thing was Osric. Osric is just gonna be him making a big deal about that the whole time, which he kind of does. But I mean, it's not as obnoxious.
Well,
as it could have been.
he had this huge overreaction. He's like, so you want me to lie to them?
Yeah,
You're
it's like no, you don't have to walk
I'm
up
probably
to.
going to talk to you about it.
You don't have to walk up and be like, "Hey, I'm straight."
Right.
You know,
yeah,
that's the kind of thing. You know, they're like, yeah.
But he doesn't want to, you know, essentially, it sets up the whole conflict of the movie, which I get, because essentially it's this conflict of feeling guilty, but not knowing exactly what it is
feeling
that you're
guilty
guilty
about
of.
homosexuality and
Yeah.
just sexuality in general.
Yeah,
and not
it's-
knowing. 'Cause
Sexual
it's-
shame was a
yeah.
huge theme of the movie.
Which-
And so I think that was all in there. It was a little cheesy, maybe not handled
Yeah.
super
feel-
smoothly, but
yeah.
it all kind of worked, I think. Because then,
He seemed a little old to be having those kind of freakouts. I mean, but that was
he was like 15-ish, wasn't he?
I think he was like 17, 18.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's-
Anyways,
I don't know how teenagers work. But anyway, so
yeah, I forgot. It's been too long.
he's asked to go, or like, you know, one of the little girls, one of his cousins asks to, you know, go play in the barn or whatever. And so they go off, and then you don't really see exactly what happens. She comes back with
Blood on
blood
her
on the
skirt.
dress in the you know, nether regions, and it looks bad. And she's kind of out of the picture for a little while. And her dad, who's played by what's his name?
Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton, yeah.
Joel Silver.
Joel not Joel Silver. Josh Hamilton, who I always think of from, you know, Baumbach comedy stuff.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else.
He's in, you know, he's just like he's like the nice, pleasant guy in a lot of movies. Been some romantic comedies, and he's this very, very intense hillbilly guy. Well,
Oh, he wasn't a hillbilly.
No, sorry,
Just like
redneck.
Mo-
That's what I
modern
meant.
Nebraska man.
Yeah,
I think
modern Nebraska.
modern rural Nebraska man.
He is modern Nebraska man. And he did a phenomenal job with it. He was very tense and kind of scary and funny. He balanced it all very well. But anyway,
Yeah.
so it becomes this weird sort of. It's not quite surreal, but it sort of flirts with this sort of nightmarish feel of. They all kind of seem to know something he doesn't. He claims that nothing happened, and you're set up to believe him. And
There's
then the
never
family
any,
is like
clear answers to anything.
overly
It's
open,
always
and
kinda
then,
like,
and then there's
you know,
weird family politics, and it's essentially a psychological thriller. I think I would say
Yeah,
overall,
absolutely.
It's not really scary, but it gets very tense and very uncomfortable as it goes on, and I think it handles that all really, really well. I thought, in terms of the direction, it was phenomenally directed movie. And I was really surprised to hear this next guy's movie is about water horses or something.
Yeah, it's like some.
It's a young adult though, so
novel,
it's not probably not
like-
our.
Yeah. I was disappointed. That was my one question for him. Like, well, you know, what are you working on next? He's like, oh, you know, I got this novel that all these kids like about water horses.
He didn't
And I'm
sound like that at all, though.
Okay.
Well,
I put my Will Forte voice.
There's you can remember your Will Forte voice. There was a Q&A. He was there. His name's Matt Sobel. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to make him sound like
yeah,
a jerk.
so-
It was just,
So he goes out and he's answering various questions, and Chris turns to me at one point. He's like, "Should I ask a question?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "I want to ask what's next." I'm like, "All right, go for it." so he ends up getting the mic at the same time. Someone across on the other side got a mic.
I should have just talked over him. I
Well,
guess.
well, then, so you were saying that you knew
I
your
did.
question immediately, but you started thinking about what you were going to say because you got the mic in your
I got
hand.
myself so psyched out because I was holding the mic and I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna talk soon. I don't know what to say. You know, wait, I know what to say, and then it's
Even
like,
though your question is just, what's next?
yeah. I was
essentially.
like, well, I mean, yeah.
Or like, what are you doing next? If
Yeah.
you want to make it clear. So he goes on. He's just got this super long. He goes on for. So what's next? What are you working on? You got got a couple screenplays that you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
got some projects lined up, some stuff you're working on, some stuff coming out. What are you
I was trying to sell
what
him
are
a
you doing
used
now?
car. That was the.
He had to cut you off.
He did, yeah. I would have kept going. I would have just never stopped. That's just
I know.
that's a problem.
I'm just sitting there laughing. And,
That didn't help either. That's what you do, the little chuckle thing you always do whenever you're laughing and trying to hide it. And it's just
I don't think I was trying to hide it so much. I wasn't just trying to like.
you're trying to
burst out laughing.
disassociate yourself from me a little bit. and
Right.
it's-
Well, I want who to be like, oh, look at
She
this.
wanted to
Look
help.
at
She
this.
kept-
Look at
she
this
kept
film
looking
buff
back
sitting next to
nonstop.
this fool.
Ah.
So
So
yes,
Tom, how do you feel about crickets?
that's Really?
That's my segue. No, okay, no. Anyways, you have anything more to say about that?
I like how we segue and then we're like, that was a weird segue. Then we go back to what we were talking about before and completely undo the segue.
It's a little preview. It's a little bit of foreshadowing, so
Yeah.
then we can distract ourselves and distract them a little bit.
Right.
And then we come back to it like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Well, I guess if we're just gonna end this Take Me to the River thing, I would say
We don't have to. We can talk about
if you're into this sort of really uncomfortable psychological thriller, low budget,
You should
really
just
well
tell people
made.
it's a romantic comedy or something like that, so they go in blind like we did. And like,
but
oh, this
they're
could be
gonna-
fun. You know, they go watch it. Like,
This is one of those movies that reflects badly on you if you don't describe it with that disclaimer, though. They're like,
that's true. The first thing he says, he's like, yeah, this movie was based on a nightmare I had whenever I was about 17. And
Well,
like,
he said that, and he also said it was based on actual, like some of it's based on his actual
Oh,
family.
yeah.
You're like, I wish you hadn't said that
Yeah.
to me because now I'm assuming a lot of things.
yeah, it didn't help like with the whole going in blind thing either, because then it's just like, oh no, it's gonna be based off a nightmare, and then you see it like, God, this guy has some weird nightmares, you know. It's
I get the sense, and I have no idea what his sexual orientation is, but it seemed to me like that maybe that was kind of the idea, was that maybe it was feeling the sexual shame, and whether that's actually through him being gay or just because you're a teenager and you feel sexual shame, I don't know, but that part felt very honest, I feel like, and then it was all kind of extrapolated out of that, and it's a good movie. Take Me to the
I thought it
River,
was great, yeah.
directed by Matt Sobel. If you're in the mood for it, just know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it has a distributor or not. I know it played at Sundance. I think it might be on some of those independent film sort of streaming sites.
You'll
So
probably find it somewhere if you look hard enough. So
that's it's I recommend it. And
Definitely
Abe says
worth
we
a
should get
watch.
him on the show, so we'll invite
oh
him
yeah,
if I can
we'll try
find
it.
him.
It'd be cool.
I'll send him a pigeon
He can be in the box next to ours.
in the box next to ours, right?
Yeah, right.
Right over
Right
here.
over
You
here,
can't
yeah.
see.
Wait, we can be on the.
I don't care which
yeah.
side we're on.
Okay,
But
we'll figure it out.
so crickets.
Whenever we get there.
How
Oh
about-
yeah, but crickets,
How about
man.
those crickets?
How about them
Chris?
crickets?
Have you heard about crickets
Those
lately?
crickets are pretty damn good.
You ate some crickets.
I ate some crickets.
Let's preface
I tried
that.
some crickets. I ate them. Just munched. Just
It's
I
out
had
there now.
I had a box and I just ate them all. No, it's probably about half. I didn't take the whole
Yeah, I was
box.
gonna say that's not how you told me that.
Someone shared
Yeah,
them with
before.
me. I was at work and this guy's like, "Hey, I got these crickets. You want to try some?" And he kept going around work, and everyone's like, "No, I don't want to eat them. No, I don't want to eat the crickets. No, I don't want to do it." And I'm like, "Well, what flavor are they?" Because they're like,
Abe says, "Take Me to the River," available on June 7th, 2016 on Amazon.
they can see that too, so that's okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
The chat goes away after we end the stream.
Does it?
It does. So I've immortalized it
Okay.
because your cricket story is not going anywhere that I can
That's
tell.
not.
Is there anywhere where that's?
No, crickets are good. They're good source of protein. They taste alright when they're well seasoned.
Don't you feel
and
weird eating
nice
a cricket?
dry
Though?
ice. No, I mean, do you feel weird eating carrot? Pull it out of the ground. I'm gonna eat it. I mean,
I got some. My
Same
onions
concept.
are growing. I'm gonna have some
Oh,
onions
yeah?
soon. Yeah.
when did you plant them? Are they gonna be?
I don't know.
How
I don't
long?
remember.
How long does an onion take?
I have no idea.
Green onion?
I just was gonna no.
No,
Well, I
it's-
mean, you can if you harvest them early, they can
That's
be green
right, yeah,
onions.
okay.
Yeah, but well, no, I just had an onion that I was gonna compost.
That's right, yeah.
I was like, well, I can just bury it, I guess.
Why
And
compost it when I can regenerate it?
I did the
So
same
you
thing
did.
with some potatoes and some
Nice.
garlic. So I got a whole. I just want to basically just turn my backyard into just a big
You should
vegetable
just start
garden.
throwing your just plants into the yard and see which ones sprout. And then you got
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Okay.
chickens can just run around and do whatever they do, and then I can just make food.
I wonder if chickens like onions.
Do chickens like onions? That's like our parable of the week.
That's
When a chicken tried an onion.
Yeah. Do you Here's a better question. I guess this is an even deeper one.
Okay.
Would a chicken cry if you were cutting it open? Cutting an onion. Can chickens cry? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Do you think if we should try
I don't
cutting
know.
an onion next to it and see if like a couple tears like drop?
Well, okay then. I have a homeless story. How about that? Let's segue into that.
Did you see a
I
homeless
saw
the
a
other day?
homeless. Well, the funny thing was, I feel like Vegetables on your show is.
I don't have anti-homeless stories though.
I don't. Well, you've had homeless stories though. Mine's not even like. It's. I guess it's not pro homeless so much, but like Walden had all sorts of homeless stories because he lived downtown in a in the middle of downtown.
That's where they all hang out or something.
Yeah, like no green anywhere around there. But there
Except
are
for the parks.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, but
Sure, there's plenty of green
Anyway.
downtown.
except in Will's drawer. There's some green in Will's drawer, but I was driving not even downtown, but like Midtown. You see some people on the side of the road who've got the signs and everything. So I'm driving down. I see a guy who has a sign that says silver or gold. I'm thinking that's ambitious. That guy, he's
He's
planning
got the right
ahead.
idea.
Yeah.
He's like, dang, if someone gives me like one piece of silver, I can take it to the pawn shop. I'm good to go for the rest of the week.
He's ready if the markets collapse.
Yeah.
He's got precious metals. I mean, but
We'll trade silver for food.
to be fair, if you say you're like down the street a little bit, you see the guy with the silver or gold sign. If you're looking to rob somebody else, see what they got in that day.
Go rob that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's hoping for. He's hoping to get robbed so he can sue them and then get money.
So he's just we've come up with all these ways.
He's baiting.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
really.
that's what you should do. Is you try to bait a lawsuit if you're homeless.
Well, I think it's funny too that he's assuming that people have not only just like gold and silver with them in the car, but that they have like small enough amounts of it. They're like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, let me break you off
here's
the
an
chain,
ounce.
you know, and
Yeah.
like pop a link off and then
He's just,
give it to him. It's like, why not?
He's expecting a lot of the people who drive by.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking.
It's like, God damn, ask for a beer, man. I'll give you a beer, but not ask for your gold.
Right, because
It's
you're
like,
not.
damn.
How much? How
That's
small of a
expensive.
piece of gold? You're just like,
I don't know. How much is an ounce worth nowadays of gold?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not as well read on it as the homeless man on
No,
the side of the
he
street.
probably knows. He's like, yeah.
He-
He follows the gold market religiously or something. He stays up to
Yeah,
date on
he's
the
at the-
values, market value of gold.
I don't know.
That's
no,
it. He's just.
I saw that. And I thought, okay,
You didn't ask
well,
him for any explanation.
No, I didn't. I drove by him, but I saw the sign. That was silver or gold.
Maybe he was just asking. You know, what's your preference? Do you prefer silver or gold?
He's just doing a study.
Yeah, it's just.
Honk once for silver, honk twice for
Yeah.
gold would have been a little better maybe than just silver or gold, because otherwise you have to go talk to him and kind of tell him. But I don't know. Maybe he's an ethnographer. He's just learning things. I don't know. I also my tragedy of the week. You ready?
Oh no! Yeah, what happened, Tom?
Well, okay. So Aubrey's gone. You know,
so
off. You know, saving people
Yes.
in the country.
Toenails.
Not the toenails, but so she's got a million animals all over, including some finches.
Oh no!
2 of them died in 2 days.
no.
One dies,
What'd
and
you
the
do?
other one dies.
What?
No, it was a fluke.
What?
They both just like got sick independently, and they were old and died.
How old are they? How long do finches live?
I think she said like 3 to 4 years, and these are all like 5+ years old. I mean, they're old.
Huh.
She's ready to get rid of the cage, but doesn't want to actually get rid of all
So
them.
you
But-
just gotta kind of.
so I wake up.
You gotta wait for them to start dropping.
I wake up one morning. One's just face down at the bottom of the cage. I'm like, oh, that's sad. And I was like, oh, it must have just been old. It's like,
Why you no
Then-
fly?
Then the next night I go in there, and there's another one that's just like, it's kind of like
Shit.
shivering on the bottom of the cage. I'm like, oh no, they're all sick. They're all going to die. But like, they haven't had food and water. I don't know what I did. And so I'm like, okay, I can't tell her that like all
Do
her
you think
fishes
she
are dying.
noticed if, like, you died?
She didn't know the one. This one actually, when it died, I told her.
Oh.
I explained what it looked like 5 times. She's like, I can't even think of which one that is.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't even know. There's like 20 in there.
No, I probably could've
They
got
all
it
just
not
like
telling,
hop around,
but,
and it's like you can never focus on one long enough,
Right.
anyways. And
Well, so anyway, this one I'm thinking like, okay, I got to save this one because
Yeah.
it just looks terrible for me. It also had a bottle of wine and whatever. But so anyway,
give it a little CPR.
I don't know how much of this was. I don't know. Like,
You can't drink wine on a cleanse.
no, this is before the cleanse.
Oh, okay.
This was a few days ago. And so I'm like trying to nurse it back to health. It's kind of shivering. I'm like holding it with its body heat. I isolate
You
it.
probably
from
like
the other
overheated
ones.
it and killed
No, it was still shivering.
Oh.
And then I made like a little lamp thing and tried to make it nice and give it a little bowl of food and water. I was researching finch diseases, and basically what I learned from it is if they're at the point where they're shivering at the bottom of the cage, it's probably too serious, and they're not really going to recover anyway.
So you do snap its neck, put it out of its misery.
No, I tried to get it better, and then it died.
Oh,
But,
okay. You just let it die.
And then she didn't know which one it was. So that's my tragedy.
Yeah.
Tragedy of the week there.
Aw.
So let's take things to a
Have
nicer
a moment of silence for the finch.
moment of silence for the finch while we think of things. Did you find a Vice article that you found particularly upsetting this week?
We had the dance floor farting one, but it's not really upsetting. It's more of just a bizarre thing to complain about in general. I mean, everyone knows a dance floor is going to get a little stinky, no matter what the stank is. There's going to be stank, and it's just
When you are on dance floors, do you encounter a lot of odors?
mostly sweat. Honestly,
Yes.
there is a permeating sweat scent and
So we're
spilled
talking-
alcohol.
How do we go from we're talking about like I'm picturing like what if Matt Sobel's family is watching this to see like they're going to review our son's movie.
And we did. We did.
I guess no.
We talked about it.
His movie has much worse stuff than farting. So
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
Go
No,
on. Go
yeah,
ahead.
This is
Talk
very-
myself out of that.
No, I don't know. Vice wrote an article about it's like wow, people need to stop farting on the dance floor, and it's like. It's not like I doubt anyone's intentionally like I'm gonna go fart on the dance floor.
I like this idea.
You know,
that
and it's like they think it's like
people would read that, like they'd find that on a Facebook feed and be like, "Yeah, that's a good point."
it's like maybe I should
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh
And
man, yeah.
You know, it probably doesn't help that
That is a
everyone
problem.
everyone there is trashed, drunk.
They can't even
People
control
are
it.
people are burping, farting. It happens. It's like when someone farts at the gym. Someone's gonna fart. It happens. You get like a whiff and then it's gone. Then you're
but
distracted because you're drunk anyways.
At
And
the
it's
gym,
like-
you like to think everyone's so in shape that they don't have bodily functions like that. They're operating on another level. They don't even
it's-
poop.
you know, what do you do when you're squatting and stuff? It just happens.
I know it happens,
Yeah,
but
it's-
I think that's more embarrassing than on the dance floors. What I don't
Probably,
have
yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
as much dance floor experience as you do. I don't think. But,
no, I mean you don't even notice when it's normally just like you get a whiff and then it's like that was a fart and then it's gone. And
Well-
it just smells like sweat and alcohol again. You just,
that's all the farts are.
or you stop paying attention to smell.
My Vice story of the week, actually, because I found one.
Yeah, tell me about yours. This is much more
I was
interesting.
at Aubrey's parents' house on Saturday, and they were all watching Viceland, the channel, Vice the channel, and they had a Coen Brothers documentary. So I was like, I can watch this. Okay,
this is not going to go well. For
well,
anybody.
okay, so there's for like just a thing that's on for an hour, whatever. Not really, terrible or whatever, but it was a little overly ambitious in some ways, and it didn't deliver in the ways it needed to because of that ambition. First of all, they had like 4 people that they interviewed, and so you had George Clooney, Jeff Bridges, Mary Zofries, their costume designer. You can just say you want the coffee. So it's okay. I have to reach over to get it. So Mary Zofries, the costume designer, Carter Burwell, the composer, and Alex Karpovsky, who is Mr. Dimitrovich in Hail Caesar. So why that guy's on there? Because he's also the only other movie of his that I think he's in is he has a little cameo once again in Inside Llewyn Davis.
I haven't seen that one yet.
But anyway, my point though is when you have the costume designer, composer, and actors who've worked on multiple other movies, if not all their movies, then you have this guy who's had 2 little cameos.
He's just kind of
and he's one of the experts. Oh man, that's left. It was a little weird.
Does it not help behind the scenes or anything? Maybe he just. Nope. Oh, okay. So
he's too busy, working with Lena Dunham to busy on that. So anyway, the basic conceit of the documentary was they were going to go through each movie one by one, have a little blurb on them. They had a little narrator who kind of talk about why it was important, like what was good about it, and then they move on to the next one. So my first inkling that there might be some problems here was they spend 5 minutes each on Raising Arizona and Blood Simple. Then they get to Miller's Crossing and spend about 30 seconds on it. Move on.
Miller's Crossing is so good though.
But Miller's Crossing's great. That's weird. Okay, so I'm like, all right, whatever. So it's there's nothing. It's all just kind of like trivial information. You could probably just read the IMDb trivia pages and everything. Yeah, but one of the funny things was George Clooney had nothing substantial to say on any of them. In fact, like all he really did say was he described the protagonist of each movie as an idiot. He's like, oh man, such an idiot.
That's a George Clooney thing to do.
They do that every single one.
It's like, wow, if only they had George Clooney to play the main character, it would have been so much better.
Well, you have. I mean, it's funny that you go back to him on each movie. You're not spending that much time on him, even when you're going like for 5 minutes. Do you have to show George Clooney calling each protagonist an idiot? Apparently.
Which that's kind of half the fun of their movies is that they don't have a perfectly intelligent
Yes,
protagonist. They make some mistakes, and they're usually silly mistakes because they're kind of an idiot. And that's
I think they're not self-aware. Idiot might be the wrong way to say it. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah,
So then it's all pretty normal, whatever, standard. It's all right. Nothing, to shout about really. They get to Oh Brother, and they paint Oh Brother as if it was this completely, like a complete flop. Everyone hated it, and now everyone's come to love it. Then we got nominated for like Best Adapted Score, got cinematographer, got a ton of Globes. It made money. I mean, like that was a beloved movie right away. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, maybe not quite as much as Fargo. But then I'm like thinking, okay, so they're kind of bending the facts a little bit here. That's weird too. Then they skipped 3 movies. They skipped.
Which ones they skip?
They skipped The Man Who Wasn't There, Intolerable Cruelty, and Lady Killers. They go right from Oh Brother to No Country for Old Men. I know that's what a lot of audience members wish they could have done, but my argument there though is that's the one time when you look at the Coen Brothers filmography that you see them look kind of vulnerable because you see they had a little slump there. They got to that point where they had To the White Sea fell apart, and then they took some director for hire gigs, which were Intolerable Cruelty and Lady Killers. I think Man Who Wasn't There is a masterpiece. I love Man Who Wasn't There. Vice bends the frack, stop the presses. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, here's what my problem was. And so they skipped all that and they just go right into No Brother. But the thing is, or No Brother, No Brother, where
No Bro,
No Brother, Where Country,
No Brother, Where Country, Old Men.
So they skip those 3 entirely and they just go into No Country. And so the thing is that No Country was their comeback movie where they had this slump where everyone's like, are the Coen Brothers, like, are they out of ideas? I don't know what's going on here. And then they come back with No Country. Everyone loves it, makes a ton of money, wins all the Oscars.
Yeah.
And then, so they do that.
I still haven't watched that one.
Then they skip Burn After Reading right after that.
Burn After Reading's so good.
Right into a serious
How do you skip after Burn After Reading?
They're skipping the ones that people don't like as much to try to make like they're almighty artists.
I don't know how people don't like Burn After Reading.
Well, it's light. I mean, it's funny, but it's not...
I'd say it's one of their more accessible movies.
Yeah, it's probably
Which
true.
is, you'd think that would make it a little bit more popular.
But think this is Vice.
That's true.
They don't want it to seem accessible. And so that's where I'm at with that. And then they did the rest, and it was okay. And then they had some like terrible analysis of Hail Caesar. I was like, I don't like this. And so that's my complaint about Vice for the week.
Yeah,
they did a whole hour on the Coen Brothers and messed it up.
They squandered it.
Those
jerks.
So that's where I'm at with that. And we watched. I've seen a ton of movies that I don't even know if we're gonna have time to talk about.
What have you seen? Just give me.
I watched Journey to Italy at Film Streams.
Okay.
Roberto Rossellini movie. It's
Antonio.
Antonio.
No.
I forget. What's her name? God. Ingrid Bergman. They're doing Ingrid Bergman.
Oh yeah, did you go see that one?
I saw it.
How was that one? Because that was the one.
Journey to Italy was good.
Okay. Oh, that was the Journey to Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that one. Okay.
And then what else? I watched Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice.
How's that?
Great movie.
Okay.
So good.
Sounds interesting.
Okay. Well, that's about two couples experimenting outside of monogamy and the way that works. So the poster, I looked at the poster because I like to look at posters for movies when I watch them because I'm a nerd.
Posters are fun.
So it's Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, and the tagline: "Consider the possibilities." I love that. Such a good tagline.
It's true.
And then I watched. There's some other. Oh, Selfless. I watched also.
The Ben Kingsley one.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
It's just. I don't know, it's just
generic, boring.
Well, I felt like I was watching the series of commercials.
Like all the commercials they showed for it?
It would have so you have Ben Kingsley, the businessman, at the beginning, and it's just like this commercial. Like it could have just been for like a suit. Like I feel like it's like a 5-minute suit commercial.
It probably
him
was.
walking around in his nice suits. He's got like this gold thing, and like his apartment's all gold, and then he's got his gold
Like
drink
all
maker.
gold?
Yeah. And so he's doing all that, and then eventually, Ryan Reynolds is recuperating. So it's like your physical therapy commercial. Like, do this, and then they do. Ryan Reynolds is rich, and he lives in some new place, and so he's going around town. They got this jazz song playing. He's playing basketball. It's like that was the shoe commercial.
Sure, okay.
It's just the whole movie's like I would hire
a bunch of different
Carson
commercials.
Singh to make any commercial he wants because they're all really cool, but they just don't. It's not really interesting.
No.
I'm just like I don't really care. And Ryan Reynolds, I just don't like him as leading man. I don't think ever.
I don't like him either. See, that's one of the only good parts of Deadpool is they have his face covered up most of the time. You just gotta pretend it's not him.
I don't know if it's his face
And
or
then,
what it is, but it's just, so then the movie's. I mean, it's predictable. It's exactly what it is. There's nothing.
It sounded interesting when I first heard it, but then even like seeing more than one trailer for it, I was kind of like, eh.
It would be okay. I think they had an old Twilight Zone actually about.
Really?
It was this old couple who go to some factory where they can have their personalities implanted into two young, attractive bodies.
Okay.
And I don't even know if it got anywhere deep into that, but Selfless just turns into but this guy had a family, and I should go back to the family. But he sold his body because his daughter was sick, and the insurance wasn't going to cover it, and so that happened. And then it becomes
Can you
this
just
big.
do that? Can you sell your body like that?
In this movie, you can, yeah. And then you have the scientist guy who does it. The second Ryan Reynolds goes to the house, he's like, "All right, we're gonna fake her death, or we're not gonna fake her. We're gonna kill her, make her look like an accident.
We're not gonna fake her. We're gonna do the exact opposite.
We're gonna make her look like she's dead. We're gonna burn all the houses. We're gonna hide all the evidence." I'm thinking that's probably not the way to go. Why can't he just know what happened? I mean,
Yeah, just tell him. Just tell Ryan what's
just
going
make it
down.
clear. Yeah, just
come on.
Why couldn't when Ryan initially sold his
Wait,
body?
so Ryan's Ben Kingsley. Ryan is Ben Kingsley's brain.
Yeah.
Now Ben Kingsley's brain is Ryan. There we go. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I understand.
And another weird thing was Ben Kingsley tries to speak with a really, really thick New York accent, and he just completely flubs it. So it becomes this weird, kind of pseudo-European Indian.
You didn't see Iron Man 3, did you?
No.
Oh man, he
Does
does.
he have an accent in that one?
Yeah, he tries. Well, he's the Mandarin, so he's trying to be. He talks like a terrorist, basically. Is his thing.
Oh God.
I know that's what he's supposed to be in the movie.
I'm gonna ask you to clarify that.
You got to watch it.
That
It's really
statement.
bad. He's like, "Oh, we hate the United States of America." Except that was more like Russian, but imagine just more.
Yeah,
like
I think when you say don't say talks like a terrorist. Say what
what
nationality are they trying to get at?
It's some Middle Eastern Asian type.
Our two listeners are going to yell at us if you keep saying things like that.
But that was like his whole thing in that one. But then it turns out he's an actor being paid to be a fake terrorist, basically.
And talk like one.
Yes, Guy Pearce is paying him money to be
his money.
Yeah, his money.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Iron Man 3.
You know what else we watched?
Yes, we watched Sorcerer. I know what else we watched. Oh yeah, I was there.
Apparently, Alamo Drafthouse. Oh, 3 lists. I'm sorry.
Three.
Three watches. Sorry.
It's like 3 what?
3. 3 is the number, and the number shall be 3.
Pick 3, my lord.
5 is right out. So apparently, Alamo Drafthouse has some nerdy film club thing that this guy is trying to do, and we accidentally went to a screening of it.
Well, apparently they're Boy Scouts. Didn't
That's,
you hear him? He's like,
so he's describing it. He comes out before, and he starts talking about it's part of our film club, I was hoping that we could have discussions and really get to know each other. I could come shake all your hands before we do it. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, this is nerdy, but like, okay, it doesn't sound terrible.
Fine,
He's like, and I'm working really hard to make sure that you got
uniforms,
badges and uniforms. I'm working with the Boy Scouts of America to get those for everybody.
He wants
here.
to get us Boy Scout uniforms.
You're gonna get your patches when you go to the movies.
Yeah, like certain genres. Apparently, you get certain buttons and badges and shit.
Does he not know how stupid that sounds?
It gets even worse. Right before the movie is going to start, he's like, hey, how about you guys all get up and we can get a group picture? Instead of just standing in front of the screen and taking a picture of all of us sitting down, he makes all of us get up, stand in front of the screen so we can get some dorky-ass picture of all of us.
It was really, really scarily nerdy. It was
too forced.
There was no self-awareness in that,
if you want to do a film group at a theater, just be like, hey, welcome to the showing for this and this group. This is our group. Do something outside of your theater meetings where you can do your dorky shit like that, where you have your group pictures, or make it more obvious before you go that it's gonna be hey, we're gonna.
Well, it took me off guard. It's like, oh man, you went from this thing kind of sounding like, okay, I can see how that's entertaining to
it went downhill way too quickly.
Turned into he's just like, it's like he just doesn't have children and he wants the experience of having a Boy Scout son. And he's trying to live through it with us.
No, the genre badges were a good idea, Abe. I see. I'm not going to be threatening on this. No, it's not a good idea, but it's not as bad as Boy Scout uniforms. Like, if anything, maybe...
Why do you need a badge?
I don't know.
Just give me a free milkshake.
Give me a sticker.
Yeah. No. Free milkshake.
No, give me a sticker.
Why do you need a sticker?
So I can put it on something, and it's not on my uniform.
Like a bumper sticker?
No, just a sticker. Just like a nice...
What do you do with a sticker? What do you do with stickers?
You stick it on shit. That's what it
do
does.
You stick stickers on?
Like notebooks.
How old are you?
Laptops. I don't know. I guess... What, you don't stick stickers on shit?
I don't use stickers.
You got shit stuck to your wall? I mean, it's not
a magnetic
It's
wall.
a moose.
That's cool.
Why is your wall magnetic? I never thought about that before.
We put magnetic paint on it because I already had some magnets you wanted to put on the wall.
I never put two and two together that it was sticking on there with a magnet.
You can take it off.
I've just never thought about it before. I've just always known that it's there.
Actually, the idea behind that was that we wouldn't have to put stuff on the fridge because the wall.
Stick your sticker on your fridge.
Why would I put a sticker on my fridge?
Because you can still stick your magnet over it.
That's stupid.
No, it's not. It's just a sticker. You can put it on stuff.
I'm a disgrace to my uniform. I never did Boy Scouts, so I don't have any.
You never did Boy Scouts?
No,
not even for like a single year.
No,
you didn't even try it and quit after like 2 meetings.
Wow. Does that surprise you? You know me.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't seem like a
Boy
Scout.
Knowing you, it doesn't surprise me. But it's just one of those things that most dads
hey,
we're taking you to Boy Scouts for, camping and shit. And then you do it, and you're like, I hate this, Dad. And then you go and you never
I wasn't around, my parental story was a little different, so maybe that was the problem.
Mine was like, my dad doesn't want to actually do shit with me, but he wants me to have these, go out camping. So he's like, yeah, we'll go camping, Boy Scouts. And he never actually shows up, and I'm the one camping alone.
It's like in Arrested Development when Job's waiting to go to the lake house or whatever.
And it's like, it's like everyone else is like, oh yeah, everyone's like cooking with their dads and shit like that, and I'm there like, I'll roast a hot dog, why not?
My dad just took me to movies all the time, so that's why I turned out the way I did.
And that's what we ended up doing instead of Boy Scouts.
Just like,
after Boy Scouts didn't work, we're like, let's just,
I want to go see this movie.
Yeah, it's like, let's go watch Star Wars or some shit. It's like, all right. That was what my dad and I actually ended up doing together instead of,
My dad I feel like he just didn't want to have to watch all this kids stuff, so he's like, well, I'm going to go see this, so let's go. That's kind of how it all happened.
I remember there were times where we'd take my little sister to go see a movie for her birthday. My dad's like, I really don't want to watch this. You want to go see Alien vs. Predator? I'm like, sure. It's like,
yeah, well,
it's like better than some princess movie, I guess. And it's like,
right. Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah. That was the one example that always sticks out for some reason. It's like, they're gonna go see The Princess Diaries. You want to go see Alien vs. Predator? Yeah. All right. Sure.
I lost track. I feel like there were things. You watched Wayward Pines. Let's get that in.
Wayward Pines, yeah. Let's get into this one, I guess. Okay, so you've seen The Village.
I know I'm gonna lose our three watchers now because I completely get the people who say the plot doesn't really work, it doesn't really add up, and it's not really that phenomenal of a plot or a twist. I don't disagree with any of that. But I think the Roger Deakins cinematography is fantastic. The score by James Newton Howard is by far his best score ever.
Yes.
The acting, everyone really tried. I think there's so much
everyone
to like
still
about this
had
movie.
Hope at that point.
And I think the fact that it doesn't treat itself like a mystery worked very much to its advantage because I really I can watch it and not care about the twist or the plot really at all. Mm-hmm. I'm just soaking in stuff that I think works really well. And I no, it's not the best movie ever, but I thoroughly enjoy The Village, I have to say, with the asterisk, so all that stuff I just said.
Well, you would hate Wayward Pines then.
Yes, because it's plot.
It's the exact same thing.
The focus is on the plot.
It's so bad. I watched first 4 or 5 episodes or so. I missed probably the first half hour of the first episode, so I didn't see the actual them getting to Wayward Pines, but it's them dealing with it. And like
Who's they, by the way?
family. I don't remember the actors.
It's Matt Dillon
Matt Dillon
and
his
Mrs.
wife,
Dillon.
and then their annoying ass son, and they all.
I didn't know you had a family.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was just Matt Dillon like wakes up and is like, oh hey.
Nah. They all get into a car accident,
lost.
and they all wake up in Wayward Pines, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's an electric fence around the thing. None of us can get out, but that's okay. We like it. We like it here. You know? Yeah.
Hey guys, I don't have a job.
Hey guys, we got this fence, and I guess we can't leave now." So yeah, they're all, you know, they're like, "Well, this sucks. I don't want to be stuck in this place forever. I want to go back home to Seattle or wherever it was that they're from." I'm pretty sure they're in Idaho. Yeah, they're in Idaho is where it takes
I want to
place.
go back to Idaho.
They're like, I want to go back to Boise. No, they want to go back to. They want to go back.
I don't think Boise's in
No,
Idaho.
no, they want to go back. Yeah, it is Boise, Idaho.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the capital.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right. I'm wrong. I don't know my Idaho.
Anyways,
Don't mind me.
They're like, well, shit, I want to go back to Seattle. Idaho sucks. And so they're trying to break out. Sheriff's like, no, you can't leave. Nobody leaves. And Dad gets into a fight with Sheriff. Sheriff tries to kill Dad. Dad kills Sheriff. And then it turns
Is that
out.
Terrence Howard?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't know who Terrence Howard is.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe. But anyways, they kill Sheriff, or Dad kills Sheriff. And then they're like, the people at Wayward Pines are like, well, you're Sheriff now. You killed him. You have to take his job. And so they're like, well, shit, you know, we can't leave because the fence, they can't get out.
It's like, well, I have a job.
Yeah,
now.
they're like, well, at least you got a job.
Hey guys, I have a
and
job.
then
Now.
they're like gifted a house, and the son's going to school.
This is a very welcoming community.
Well, that's the threatening part. Is it's overly welcoming, and they're like, you know, hey, nobody leaves, but here's this house, and you have to stay.
See, I'm picturing this is very like Wizard of Ozzy.
No.
So like they show up, they want to go back to Kansas. He's like, I don't know how I got here. It's kind of weird. I guess Dorothy knows how she got there. So never mind that part. I don't remember Wizard of Oz super well. So anyway, she ends up in a weird place. Everyone's kind of weird there, and then she accidentally has killed the Wicked Witch of the whatever.
Yeah, and they're like, you're the Wicked
And
Witch.
they're
now.
like, what are they gonna say? No, they were like,
See, yeah,
they're
it's a little
like
bit
ding dong, the witch is dead. You know, we all love you.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of little people running around, the Munchkins singing to
Well,
her.
they didn't hate the sheriff. They're just like, well, the sheriff, you killed the sheriff. Now you have to do his job. And
It's very like tribal, like going back to
kind of
full, like colonial depiction of tribal.
They, what starts going on is it almost gets interesting because it manages to split the family up into three separate opinions almost, but then it kind of squanders it.
What are the opinions?
Well, the kid's going to school, and he has to go to.
You missed another apostrophe.
It's not. Maybe it's not.
You
know?
messed them up, both of them.
Shh.
Okay, so
You
anyway,
can
the
fix them later.
factions.
I was typing too quickly. Anyway, not really factions. Maybe that kind of pops up later too. Anyway, his son's going to school. And they're like, "Oh, you got to go to orientation where you learn all about Wayward Pines." And they go, and he learns about Wayward Pines. And apparently, all the kids know the secret about the monsters outside the gate, and that they're like the world's over. It's like the year 4000 something now because apparently they've just whatever. And the world's over.
Okay.
Like everyone's fucked up. Everyone's dead except for them, apparently, supposedly. And there are monsters outside the gate, which are called abbeys, which is the worst.
Abbeys.
Because they're what is it? Aberrations. They're people who are mutated.
Abnormals.
Yeah, abnormals. Yeah. Hey, what was that from?
Young Frankenstein.
It was okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay, anyways. So yeah, all the kids know that they're like the last saviors of humanity, and that they have to do whatever.
Oh,
they
so
have to do.
all other humans are dead everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Okay.
And I didn't see enough to know if that's actually true or not, but so the kids know that there are monsters outside. The monsters seem to be real because his dad runs into them because he manages to like climb up the mountain and get out, and then he runs into like the scientist who's running the whole thing, and the dude's
Who plays
like,
the scientist?
some weird looking dude. I feel like I've seen him before.
Okay then.
I'll pull up a picture later. I don't look at like the cast like after I'm watching TV shows. I don't like pay attention to that really. Anyways, so yeah, and so the kid's on the side of humanity's dead.
You spelled subscription wrong.
Subscription. Just stop reading the scroll. Stop doing it. Don't look at it.
Oh God. I'm going to type that going forward now. You've lost typing the scroll privileges. Just the problem is the story's getting boring of Wayward Pines already. I'm already like,
it's awful.
yeah,
It's
care.
so bad.
So anyway, what's the big twist? Let's just spoil that.
I didn't see a big twist. Big twist is
Oh.
that the world's dead and that it's 4000 something, but they spoiled that in the first episode.
If you know the big twist of Wayward Pines and it's interesting, let us know. Otherwise,
If it's interesting. If not, just don't even bother.
I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. I have to say.
Yeah.
Did we ever set up the thing to play? I can't remember. The other sock hop.
Yeah, it should be on there somewhere. You gotta scroll though. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Where are you gonna go?
This cleanse is killing me, Tom.
He's just leaving. They're all in a dome. Abe says. I don't even know.
No, they're in the fence. Oh, maybe it's a big dome around the fence.
It's a big dome around the fence.
I don't know.
Well, he's gone now, so I mean, I can talk to you. Did her dad kill Laura Palmer? You know, Twin Peaks is interesting because I have not. I want to watch the new season, but I've actually not finished season 2 ever. I made it just after the Laura Palmer reveal, and I'm like everybody else, I think. And I made it maybe a couple episodes after that, and then I was like, I don't know. I should get into it because I think it's on Netflix. Tread lightly. Well, I didn't say it was terrible or anything. I'm talking to you. I'm talking. Whatever. Anyway, is it worth continuing Twin Peaks? It goes down. Yeah, see, that's what you can kind of sense that we peaked a little bit there, and I was thinking, like, I don't know if I really want to keep going or not. But I've heard the ending is really good, so I'm planning to get to the ending. You're falling over there. You're having so much
Your
trouble.
floor is so slippery.
It's
so slick.
I clean it, I sweep it, and I
Damn,
mop it, and it's.
you cleaned it like no floor I've ever walked on, man.
I keep
Good
that
job.
floor clean.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you.
That's why
you
it
put
shines.
your floors. It's going on a cleanse as well.
Mine, it's always on a cleanse.
That's good. Good job.
That's good. Good job. Thank you. So we got to wrap this up.
Really?
We're in wrap up time. Let's wrap up. So what did you have on your list? Now that you do lists,
let's see. Well,
that we didn't get to.
I was reading an article about some ancient beer, kind of like, what was it, 5,000 years old or so. They found not like a recipe, but
Found a recipe.
that's what
They find a scroll.
it's more like they figured out a recipe they find all these old tools and containers and shit that they were fermenting stuff
Looks
in.
like
And
it's for beer.
Yeah, well, no, it's pretty easy to recognize,
pretty beery.
like fermenting equipment and whatnot. So they're like, oh yeah, these look like old stills.
It's
And
like a
check
big
out all the
pot.
shit, and there's a bunch of fermented shit in there.
All right.
And they've got this beer, and it's made out of broom corn millet, whatever the fuck that is, some kind of grain.
You did your homework? Okay.
I did. Yes, barley, wheat. This is my favorite ingredient: Job's tears, which is a form of Asian like grain of some sort. They're like big pearly like grains. Yeah, they're called Job's
You didn't have to
tears.
find Job.
No, I did not have to find
Okay.
Job and make him cry. Snake gourd root, which
I was
is
gonna say, look,
it's a kind of tuber.
maybe God was just trying to make some beer, and so he
Yeah.
kills Job's family.
The beer
gives
of
him a bunch of
gods.
boils. He's like,
Yeah.
God, this guy just won't cry. I gotta make this beer though.
I'm gonna take your tears, I'm gonna ferment them and get drunk off of
and
it.
Job's just
and then
he's-
God's shit faced.
Yeah. Well, Job's just like so resilient. He's like, God, it's God's will. It's okay. He's like, all right, well, let's kill his family. He's like, it's okay, God. I know this is all okay. It's it's all your plan. He's like, all right, let's give him boils all over his body. He's like, okay, God, it's fine. I mean,
And then afterwards, he collected all the tears.
and then eventually he breaks Job, gets the
Yeah.
tears, gets the beer.
And the final ingredient are yams. It's got some sweet potatoes in it.
Okay.
It sounds interesting.
You gonna try it
We could make some.
right now?
We could try. Yeah, right now. Let's do it. You got some Job's tears on you?
We're on a cleanse. That's right.
That's
No,
right.
that's
No, we can't.
That was easy. We strayed very easily there. That was a good catch.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what that
That was
was.
smooth. I've done that like 4 or 5 times now because this thing falls everywhere.
Yeah, but we want it.
I mean, it's
apparently,
very
'cause you're-
small.
You're very quiet, and I'm
Yeah.
not. I
I
project.
feel like I've been louder than normal.
I think
I've
the problem
been
was
better.
we need to just get you your own mic and turn it up a little louder than mine.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
should
need to do.
get some nice fancy mics so we can have chill out. Do you have anything left on your list? What are you talking
I
about?
don't really look at my list.
I kept forgetting to.
First thing on my list was Walden Pond News Roundup.
Oh, do we have a tweet of the week?
well, you know, I spilled water all over my laptop.
That's right.
So I don't know what was on there, but I had one ready to
You
go.
did. There was a funny one. I think you read it to me.
I had one and it's gone now. So I'm going to say that we don't. And if he ever comes back, then we'll see what it was. But Abe also says after the cleanse we can go paleo. So
Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing at this point. I mean,
don't eat
I'm pretty sure.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna try and maybe convince you to do that. Be like, can I just eat meat instead? Just meat,
I'll do that.
Meat, veggies, and water. Is that okay?
Let's switch.
Deal.
Here's
Good. All right. Beer counts. No, but too many carbs.
Beer's
in
not
there.
meat.
Gin,
Gin.
maybe.
It's like a
Vodka?
vegetable.
Yeah, it's made out of like fruits and shit.
Gin's basically a vegetable, I think. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, come on. If
Wine,
we're being honest,
wine,
It's a
grapes.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So, okay,
This is how you
paleo.
diet like a
we
god.
are weak. That's what I've just learned.
So I just don't want to subsist on water for a week. I mean, it's
It's a cleanse.
Yeah, but is it really going to help, or am I just going to lose 10 pounds of muscle by the end of a week?
Yeah, I think that's what you
I'm
do,
pretty
but-
sure that's all it's going to be. Because like, we're at the gym earlier. I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. I'm dying. I've dropped everything by like 10 pounds, and it's like I haven't even like not worked out or anything. It's just that just starving and angry.
Starving and angry.
Yeah, which I think that gave me a little boost because after a while I'm like, this is stupid, you know. Then work out a little hard. Anyways, the wonderful cow brought me to my other story. I was driving through South Omaha, which is kind of the more
Careful.
yeah. I don't know. It has a higher Hispanic population than most of the other sections of Omaha.
That's true.
And I'm driving down there, and I notice there's this kid, and he's standing on top of a fire hydrant.
How old is this kid?
He looked young. He was probably in that 8 to 10 year old range, and he's standing on top of the fire hydrant with his red cloth dangling it over like the cars, and he's like we're all going like 45 miles an hour. He's got like his red cloth, and he goes poof, and he's like lifting it up. And it's
That kid's having fun.
He was.
That's clever.
And he looked very official. Like he was well stanced on top of this
He's
fire.
just practicing.
Well, he's on top of a fire hydrant.
He knows what he wants to do
Like
with
he
his life.
is. Yeah, he was doing it very well. Like he was perfectly posed.
Like if you
And it's like,
if you
alright.
owned a bullfighting arena and you're looking for a new person, you're like,
this is kid.
This kid's
Give him like 5 or 6 years. Let him
Yeah.
get a little taller.
just
and
be
then,
like,
yeah.
okay, let's get you in the rotation.
I was just
There's a
I was like,
contract.
I was just cracking up to myself. It's just such a funny little thing to see. And, you just go like, wait, what?
I like that the cow. You're like, I guess it's a bull.
Yeah, no, that's what reminded me. I was like, bull, dodging.
Dodging bull.
Toro.
Yes. Toro.
Toro.
So that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for watching. We're back down to 2, but we have 8 likes, so
Yeah.
that doesn't add up.
That's more than 2.
8 is more than 2 last time I checked. So, last thoughts, final word. Your final words, final utterances. Now that you can have some meat,
Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat tonight.
you're just gonna go.
I might wait
You're
till
gonna get a
tomorrow.
pound
I'm
of
gonna wait
beef.
till tomorrow morning.
You're gonna
Once
go
I
to
get
that
paid,
place, get
I'm
your
gonna get a pound of brisket
smokehouse
tomorrow.
brisket.
Yeah, I totally do that. That's my like post workout.
That's my thing.
It is a post workout meal. Have a pound of brisket or a pound, depends on the day. It's
Well,
delicious.
so
I can't help myself.
last thoughts. Nothing going on in the comments. It's just Abe this week, so it's all Abe from here.
It's all up Abe from here. Down Abe.
I hope my laptop will turn on. Think it's
Yeah.
aired out enough?
I think it's fine.
We'll see. The battery was okay.
See, I don't think the battery's part of the cause of the problem.
I don't think you want a wet battery.
No, but you don't want any of it to be wet though.
No, but a wet battery sounds bad.
Yeah, that's true.
I keep doing this like it's like a little battery. It's not.
Little
It's,
battery.
it's
It's,
like-
it's pretty dang big. And it's lame. I don't know what else. I don't
Arrested
have any-
Development is part of the MCU. Abe says. I don't know what that means.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I know literally what those words mean, but I don't know what he means by Arrested Development being part of it.
You tell Abe.
We're talking about it tomorrow. We gotta watch. Oh, he's telling us to plug. Arrested Development. How does Arrested Development fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Tune
Yes.
in to the Movies and Stuff show with Abe
Oh,
and Dan
I know
tomorrow.
how I can spoil it.
No.
Oh, I want to spoil
Off
it.
air.
Oh.
Off air. They gotta watch. We gotta keep these 2 people, one of which
Abe.
is Abe, who's on the show.
Yes,
going
Abe's
in
great.
tomorrow, watching tomorrow.
Listen to his show. Listen to some
Yes.
Arrested Development jokes.
They're also
I'm
talking
assuming.
to the director of Highlander, I believe, tomorrow on the show.
Really, that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. It's a cool channel.
It
You should
is,
subscribe
yeah.
to it, everybody.
Oh, it's like-
I know that
We
they
talk
go,
about movies and stuff.
Yeah, and Chris,
know,
I know
it's-
Chris didn't really do the scroll in the most grammatically correct way, but the basic idea still stands that you should subscribe because
should.
Abe does all these cool things and then we kind of
We
piggyback
do
off of
some
it.
other kind of alright stuff sometimes, and
Yeah. I mean, a little bit. I will be on the Woody Allen show on Thursday with Sean and Abe as well.
I won't be.
We are talking. Well, if you want to catch up, maybe you could be
Yeah,
on.
I'm
You have
too
to
far.
watch a lot of them.
I have to watch
Yeah.
like 60 movies to be able to talk about that one.
You'd have to watch like 6.
I'd
to
be
be
like,
at the
I
right
like
place.
Love and Death.
That's one of them we're talking. We're talking Sleeper and Love and Death.
Okay.
On Thursday. Tune in for that. It should be fun. We just talk about Woody Allen movies, and
Stuff.
I'm really curious about the MCU thing. So I'm going to get off here, have him tell me it, but you will have to tune in tomorrow.
Well, we
So
gotta
I think we plugged it. So let's go to our credits. Last word. Final word.
Final word. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.